Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to episode 2 of the Let's Go God podcast. Hey, let's go. I'm excited just to be back and just speaking with you guys. I already explained from the first episode that I was in a transition. I feel like God's put me in a transition, but I feel like He's even putting me more in a transition. What transition? What are you talking about? In more of a transition. Just a lot has gone on from the first episode, and we're gonna go into that and touch on that briefly and stuff. But I just wanted to put out a video just to let you guys know where I'm at, where I've been, where I'm at mentally, and yeah. So let's talk about it. So where have I been? Where have I been? Where have I been? In my house. Literally in my house. I've been in my house, just spending time with my son, just really working on myself, allowing God to work on me, my heart in particular, just mindsets as well that I've had, before I was walking with Him, and just really just allowing Him to just do that internal work. So a lot's been going on, as I said, mentally, emotionally. I'll be really, really transparent. The last couple of weeks, probably a month, apologies. The last month I would say has been really hard, been really strenuous, been really tiring emotionally. So just an update, a life update. I have quit my job. I've quit my job. I feel like God, I feel like, Holy Spirit, I feel like God pushed me to do this, and we're going to go into that as well, but this is the right thing. I know it's the right thing, but with that came a lot of, I'm being transparent, uncertainty, a lot of okay, Lord, what's going on here? Where are you at? But let's skip all the way back. Of course, I'm going to take you back to April, when I mentioned that that's when I gave my life to Christ. And that's when, obviously, so let me explain. I gave my life into, and for those of you that are probably just watching the second episode, you haven't watched the first one, I said in the first episode that I gave my life back to Christ in April. I think a day or 2 days after that, my dad passed away, but thankfully I had really forgiven through a lot of things that I had already I had gone through with him, emotionally, just things like that. But again, that will be another video that that'll be enough for another episode. However, so yeah, as I said, I made peace with my dad before he passed away, which I'm so grateful for, and I forgave him for a lot of things, and as I said, I'm still healing from some of those things. Just because I'm forgiving him doesn't mean I'm not still healing, and there's still trauma and some effects from that relationship. But however, most important thing is I forgave him, and I'm so grateful to God for that. However, before that as well, I never mentioned this because I'm still currently going through it, and I was going through it at the time, so I just didn't know how to really, and because it's not just involving me, it was involving another person. I didn't really want to just be out here just talking about business, talking about business. However, now that people are more aware of it, I'm feel more free to speak about it. So before my dad passed, I'd also, I think the day that I gave my life back to Christ, actually the date. So I think my dad died 2 days after, and the day after I gave my life back to Christ, I had also ended my relationship with the father of my children. Yeah, so I know that's been going on, and again, I just felt like God. No, this camera did not turn itself off. Yeah, apologies. What I know was that, yes, I think I was talking about my breakup. Yeah, I know it was the Holy Spirit that led me to have the conversation about the relationship maybe moving in a different direction, and it's so weird to say, because when the situation occurred, obviously I was sad, of course, this is a person that I've known for 10 plus years, but it was also a situation where I felt like there was peace, And I'm so grateful that God gave me that, because I've gone through a lot of heartache. However, though, we fast forward, he's now moving out. I think, obviously, it's been however long now, since April. Now we're now in October, so it's been a few months. But I think when he finally said, you know, this is the day I'm going, I think it's like it was the final, like, nail in the coffin, like solidified now, like it's done. Like, you know, even though it was done, it's done. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's done now. And I think this is somebody obviously I care about. You know, I've known them for how many years? Like, you know, we've been so close. And you know, you don't get into a relationship for it to end. You know, I don't think anybody does. If they do, it would be stupid, right? You don't get into a relationship for it to end. So I think that knowing that, okay, this is done. This is done. I think that I'm coming to terms with that now. And I think, if I'm being honest, I was also battling with guilt for my kids. You know, I've come from a broken home. You know, my dad's got 7 kids, with multiple of women, but again, that will be a topic of another discussion. But I've come from a broken home, so I always said to myself, like, I don't want to give my kids that. I know how important it is to have a 2-parent household, and obviously, if I'd done things the right way, I would have got married, right? And it's not saying that marriages you can't have divorces and things like that, but I would have been married. But yeah, I just wanted to give my children everything I never had. You know, a 2-parent household, seeing mom and dad together, seeing a healthy relationship, seeing, you know, dad there, waking up to dad, and dad being there doing the homework. And I'm not saying he's not going to do that, because he's a great dad, but it's different, you know? And my daughter's a gem, because I've sat down and spoke with her. She handled it so, like, so well. And I kept on checking up on her and saying, you sure you're good? And she's like, I'm good, mom. I'm like, she's so strong. And so knowing that she's okay, because she was the one I was most concerned about, because my son's too little to understand, that gave me some comfort. But she's like, I still get to see daddy, and you know, of course she will, but it's just like, and I had to really allow God to really allow myself to forgive myself, and to let myself know that you're still a good mom. You know, you're still a good mom, even throughout this whole transition, this process, when you're still a good mom. So yeah, that's the transition that I've been going through. And then obviously I mentioned, you know, God has told me to give up my job. And that, you know what, I'm going to be honest, when my dad passed, it's so weird, because when my dad passed, literally 2 weeks, I took 2 weeks out, just to have, you know, a minute. And I came back, and there was a shift. There was a shift with my spirit. I could just feel like something like different. Now, I was saying to my friend, like, that also works at my same organisation, she was like, as I said to her, like, I don't ever want to be here anymore. And it was just weird, because I never had that, like, I'll be honest, like, I felt like that in probably the first year, but it kind of went away, and I was like, okay, I'm getting used to the job, like, you know. But then, as I said, this is my 3rd year that I'm in this job now, and after, I was actually starting to enjoy it. And then after, it just, I don't know, it felt, there was a shift in me, but it wasn't something where I was like, okay, I need to go now. Like, I was like, okay, like, I'm not enjoying it as much, but I can still be here. But I think as more and more the months went, God really started to make me feel uncomfortable in my surrounding, in my organisation. I'm not even, I kid you not, like there were times where I would fret just opening an email. I would fret somebody ringing my work phone, speaking to me. Like it was just because I just didn't want to be here anymore. And I'm a creative at heart. Like I am a creative to the bone, to the bone, to the bone, to the bone. And unfortunately, this organization, and I say unfortunately, however you want to see it, this organization just didn't create room for that. And bless our manager, he was amazing. He really did try to really do that for me, but unfortunately, just because of, you know, other things, other politics, it wasn't working. It was getting to a point where I just felt so low. I was upset. I just felt so suffocated. I felt restricted. I felt like my creativity was going. It was dimming. And I felt like I had no time. You know what? I felt like I had no time to pour into me. What I really like. So like this and my podcasting, like filming, like I couldn't do it because I had no time. It was literally work. What was it, work? I'm talking about that foolish. It was literally work, and then the kids, like, you know, school run, and it was just a lot, and I just didn't have time to really focus on my passions, and I knew it was time to go, but I was just, I'll be honest, like financial reasons as well. I was staying in the job, and I went to an event. Actually, went to a financial event. Actually, funny, and the host of the event, and I know the Holy Spirit was speaking through her, was the one that kind of gave me a word and let me know, like, God said it's time to go. It's time to go, you know? And I remember breaking down, and I was just like, well, God, like, really? You know my situation. You know I'm now going to be a single mom. Like, I'm going to be, like, on my own doing this. And, you know, we're in a recession, and God, you're telling me to leave my job? And I was like, okay, I'll leave. Like, I'll leave when I see something there, like something's there for me to go to, you know, like when something's tangible for me to touch, like and there's an opportunity that I can see. And then I remember her saying to me, that's not faith. You're saying to God, okay, God, I'll leave when you show me that it's going to happen. That's not having faith. You should just leave knowing that it's going to happen, knowing it's going to happen, knowing that God's going to come for going. If God is telling you to leave, he's not going to tell you to leave and make me leave and have nothing there for me. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he's not, that's not God's way. God, everything that God does is for my good. So he's not going to tell me to leave a job and then see me flat on my face. So why do I need to see that? And that was my lack of trust in God, and also control. Like, I am a very controlling person, I'll be honest, and God's really, like, again, working on that in me. Like, I love to be in control. I love to know what's happening. I love to know every step, every move. I'm just an inquisitive person anyway, so I love to know everything. That's just how I am, and that's how obviously God's made me. But, you know, there has to be times where that has to be laid down. And I think he was saying to me, like, I know he's saying to me, Francesca, you need to lay that at my feet, that controlling, that having to know, I am the person that knows all, not you, and I know what I'm doing, and you have to trust that. And I think that was a big thing for me, because I've always been a person that's like, I've got me. Like, when I've gone through situations, I've got me. Like, even if nobody ain't got me, I've got me. And I know that mentality has been through just a lot of disappointment and rejection with people. So I've always been like, okay, even if no one ain't got me, friends got me. Like, I've got me in it, right? It's just me and myself, the one-man show. And God is really showing me that that's not a healthy mindset to have, that you need to have community, but it's having the right community around you. So even that, God's really just been working on my heart in that aspect. And again, we're going to go on to that. These are things, I'm just briefly touching on these things, guys, but we are going to go further into it, deeper into more episodes that come. And I was bringing on guests as well, which will be fun. So yeah, I'm excited for that too. And, you know, those topics will be touched on. However, I just feel like God is just like, yeah, trust me. And, you know, I hear with my big boots, like, okay, God, I'm gonna trust you. I'm gonna trust you. So I literally handed in my resignation. I think I did it like a week or 2 weeks after. And I remember having an informal conversation with my manager. And then after, I was like, no, I need to leave. Like, and I think I knew I needed to leave that week. At the week, I had a conversation with my manager, because I was coming up with excuses for myself, as if, oh, maybe I should give him a resignation a week later, or find this a good idea. And I know that was the enemy trying to speak to me and tell me, like, are you sure that God is telling you to go? Are you sure this is the right decision? Like, things are a bit, like, the prices are high right now. You don't leave your job. And I just had to say, okay. So that was the Wednesday where I was going back and forth debating if I should leave. And then the Thursday, I was like, okay, I had no notice, and I literally sent it into HR, CC my manager in, all that good stuff. And yeah, and here I am. I'm currently on sick leave at the moment, just because there's just again a lot going on, and there's a lot going on. I just feel like God has really been testing my faith. Just a lot's been going on, and even in my household, just things have just been, and I'm just like, God, like, things have been breaking down, and I gotta pay for this and pay for that, and I'm like, but Lord, Lord, I just quit my job, so every bit of money I need it right now, and things are just breaking down, and I gotta pay for this, and I gotta pay for that, and that, and that, and just things have just been coming at me like, and I literally had a moment, and I was like, God, I was frustrated, and because you know what, as well, I was thinking that I kept on getting the word that face of that word dead, and I was like, okay, no, I'm gonna look for jobs. So I started looking for jobs. Nothing was coming at me. Nothing was reaching me. Nothing was making me feel like, this is the one. And I was like, okay, Lord, I'm not feeling the jobs that I'm seeing. I'm not feeling like the things that I'm seeing. So what do you want me to do? And then I was just getting frustrated. I was getting annoyed because nothing was making me like want to apply for it. And then I was like, okay, Lord, time's ticking. Like, I gotta leave work. I'm leaving work soon, and I'm not seeing anything come my way. And I was just getting frustrated, and I was just like, God, what do you want from me? I'm just literally saying, like, what do you want from me? Like, I've done everything you've asked me to do. I've done it. What else do you need from me? And I just felt, I'm gonna be honest, completely honest, I felt so alone. I was like, God, you told me to end my relationship, I ended it. You told me to let go of certain people in my life as friends and whatever, I let go of them. You told me to leave my job, I let go of my job. And now I'm just here. And I feel like I'm a fish in water, and I can't swim. So I can't swim, guys. So I'm just here, like, help me, and I feel like you're not helping me, and it's making me angry, and it's frustrating me, and I'm so mad with you right now because I feel like you've left me, and I feel like everything's just on top of me, and I'm tired, and where are you through this? And yeah, I just felt so low. I'm not gonna lie, I felt so low. And then I just remember having a conversation with somebody and from church, and they said to me, joy is a choice. And I'll be honest, like, that really helped me to shift my perspective. And also one of my good friends, who's also a Christian, also a follower of Christ, she has been really, really supportive on my journey. And she's been really like, friend, you need to get in your word, you need to put your worship music on, you need to just, be in the presence of God. And you know what, not just her, just so many other people, even strangers. God is so good. And this is where I say God is so good. Because where I felt like I was so alone, God was just probably laughing at me like, you're not alone, like, I'm here, you're just not seeing it. I'm talking, you're just not hearing it. And I had to really shift my perspective, because he was sending people that I haven't even talked to give me like words of encouragement. And those people don't even know how much that meant to me at that time, and still now, because I'm getting emotional thinking about it, because I felt so low. So to hear somebody was even like to me like, you inspire me, and I don't even talk to this person. Like, okay, I don't even talk. What? But and then somebody else, and I was just like, I know Holy Spirit, God sent them to me, and I'm just so grateful, God, because I'm not gonna lie, this journey hard. For me anyway, I don't want to talk about believers of Christ, but for me, it's hard sometimes. And sometimes it's like, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing, God? What am I doing? And I'll be honest with you, sometimes, guys, I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm going and I'm just believing that God has everything in his hands. And if he told me it will happen, that it will happen. And I need to stop leaning on my understanding and knowing that he is God and he is true to his word. That he will never forsake me. He will never leave me. And that he's just a good father. And I think this was a quick video because I just wanted to kind of briefly go through it. But just, yeah, it's been hard, I'll be honest. But I know God hasn't, and you know what, it just felt like so many things were being stripped away from me. But I know that he's not stripping this away from me to hurt me. I know he's breaking me to reform me, to rebuild me, to renew me, to strip off old mindsets, strip off old behaviors that he doesn't want me to carry into my next stage, my next season. And as hard as it's been, it's also been beautiful to see what God is really doing and to like understand his ways, and that his ways are not my ways. Because if it was my way, I wouldn't be doing this. Let's keep it 100. If this was my way, I'd be like, not today, God. But his way is not my way. And I just have to be obedient. I have to really lean on him in this time as well. And I know he's really saying, like, I'm going to strip everything away from you because you need to lean on me. You need to seek me. You need to be at my feet. You need to forget everything else and just be in my presence and just hear me. So I'm here, God. I'm here. And guys, I just, yeah, like, you're gonna see me crying in these videos because this is my journey. Like, this is my journey, and I really want to bring you guys on this journey with me. I want to bring other people on so you can hear their journey too. And I just want people to know that your past doesn't define you. And that's such a cliche thing to say, but I'm really starting to understand that, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I did. It doesn't matter what I did. It doesn't matter. Because he loves me and he has renewed me. And all those old labels that I gave myself and that people gave me, that's not my identity. That's not who God sees me as. And I'm learning that it's still a process. I'm healing from all those things, but as he's taking me on it, this journey, I'm just understanding that, wow, like, that's not who you are, Fran. That's never been who you've been. And this journey is crazy, but it's so beautiful. And I know to other people, they're not going to understand my journey. Family members, maybe friends, people are just going to be like, this girl's crazy, she just quit her job in a part of a recession. But I know that my God is true. I know my God is real. I know my God is mighty. Okay, let's talk about it. He is mighty. And I'm just going to hold on to him and hold on to what he said and what he's spoken over my life. And actually, you know what's funny? This is the title came from Rest in the Mess, because I was so restless. I felt so chaotic. I felt like everything was just, and God, I just felt so tired and so weary and as I said, I'm not working. So I'm like, God, how am I so tired? And I'm not even working right now. But I was so tired because my brain was going like 100 miles an hour. Like, I was trying to think of the next thing to do. Like, okay, Lord, you told me to leave my job. So what's next? What's next? What's next? Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take myself here. I'm going to be here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make, you know. And God was just like, rest. Rest at my feet. Rest. Rest. Sit under my feet and rest. Forget about what's going on around you. Forget about it. Yes, it's happening. I can see it. I know it's happening. I'm there with you. But I need you to rest. I need you to sit, be still. And if anyone knows me personally, me being still, not my forte. It's not who I am. It's not, but God said, it is who you are today. Okay? Be still. Know that I am God. And I think what comes to my head is the story of the storm. My friend said it to me, like, you know, when the disciples were on the boat and the storm was happening and they were all like, oh God, can you not see what's going on? And God literally God was sleeping. And that's, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes that's how I feel like God be sleeping. I'm like, are you here? Are you awake? Like, do you not see what's going on? And God's like, I see it. Okay. Be still. Rest in the mess. So I am resting, guys. I'm resting. Trying to anyway. I'm trying. It's not easy, so I'm not even gonna sit here in front and be like, oh my gosh, I got going out. No, I don't. But I'm trying and I'm learning to really be still and just be present with him. And yeah, that's a little bit about me, honey. But yeah, hopefully, guys, I don't know what the next episode will be. Hopefully, you may see me as a guest. You may not. I don't know. You may just get me, all this. But whatever you do get, it's just going to always be honest, transparent, and just authentically me. And I hope you guys appreciate that because, yeah, I just try to be myself on these episodes and just talking to you guys. I don't try and put on a persona or be somebody else. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you think, oh God, should I tone it down a bit? Should I? No, you're gonna get all of this. You're gonna get all of me. If it's too much, then don't watch, period. No, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what God's gonna do. I'm excited to see how God's gonna move. He's already been moving from the first episode, if you haven't seen already. And if you haven't seen that, guys, please go and watch the first episode. That was just my intro to this channel, but please go and watch the first one. And yeah, I can't wait to see you in the next one and to see how God's moved or not moved. You know, it is what it is. But either way, you'll be seeing me. Actually, what am I about? God's always moving. Ignore that. That was a dumb thing to say. God is always moving. But yes, I'm just excited for you guys to see, as I said, this journey. And please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.